Hi there, I'm Laura Miller, interning at Goodfellow Occupational Therapy. Today we're going to talk about self-regulation and give an introduction to the conversation. What is self-regulation? Self-regulation helps children learn to monitor, maintain, and change their level of alertness to respond appropriately to their environment. In a regulated state, one is in control of emotions and behaviors. Additionally, self regulation can be affected by our ability to process sensory information in our environment. Sensory processing refers to how the brain receives, organizes, and responds to information received from our senses. Our senses include what we see, hear, touch, smell, taste, how we move, and where our bodies are in space. Our ability to generate appropriate responses to sensory information is referred to as sensory modulation. When children struggle to process sensory information, they sometimes over respond, under respond, or seek intense sensation from their environment. These types of reactions illustrate behavior seen in sensory modulation disorders. There are three types of sensory modulation disorders: under responsiveness, over responsiveness, and sensation seekers. For a child that displays under responsiveness and sensory registration problems, this child shows difficulty with not noticing or registering relevant environmental information. The child is not aware that a stimuli is present. Examples might include being unaware when they are being touched, unaware of being soiled, unaware of having a messy face after eating lunch, having clumsy and awkward movements, or being withdrawn and having difficulty to engage with their environment. For a child that displays over responsiveness, you might see this as an overreaction to touch, movement, sounds, odors, taste, and having associations with discomfort, avoidance, having high distractibility in their environment, and possibly showing signs of anxiety. Examples might include overreacting with a startling response when hearing a loud car pass by on the street. Other examples include tactile defensiveness, where children may demonstrate fight or flight responses to getting dirty, completing grooming tasks like brushing their hair, having difficulty with touching certain textures in clothing, and having an overreaction to a light or unexpected touch. There is also gravitational insecurity. This includes children with this that are often overwhelmed and changed by head position. They may be insecure and anxious about failing or being off balance. They may be hesitant to explore playground equipment. For children known as sensation seekers, they seek intense stimulation in particular sensory modalities. Examples include jumping excessively, making sounds frequently, swinging and spinning more intensely compared to most of their peers. This is done to help generate additional sensory input and help them regulate their arousal level to either calm down or become more awake. It is important to note that modulation disorder subtypes sometimes overlap. For example, children may be both over responsive and under responsive in one sensory system or more. A child may respond differently to sensory input depending on context, time, or day. Watch the next video to learn more about how to help children with sensory modulation difficulties self regulate.